Before we start this podcast, I wanted to tell you that we have a Twitter account. It's Do We Like Star War. We were one character short. We just got Do We Like Star War, not Do We Like Star Wars, all one word. But go to @DoWeLikeStarWar on Twitter. Follow us. Tweet at us. If you tweet at us with a prediction before Episode 9 comes out, we'll put you in our Episode 9 review. So, without further ado. Hey, it's your favorites here at Do We Like Star Wars, and we're coming at you with our Episode 9 predictions.
Our Episode 9 predictions.
Our hopes for the new trilogy.
Our dreams.
Our gripes. And our thoughts on the newly introduced Skywalker saga.
Yeah, we got a lot of thoughts, and they're going to come in hot and heavy for you. Is now the time we talk about Baby Yoda? I've been dying to talk about Baby Yoda.
Yeah, I mean, speak your piece. I honestly have like 30 seconds to say on that thing.
We give each other 30 seconds, all right?
That thing.
On the big thing. 30 seconds, time me, go. You can't, no, don't use a clock.
5 seconds. You told me to time you.
Are you counting? Use your phone, you idiot.
We have an audio, we have a wave file with seconds on it.
Okay. I thought you were looking at the clock behind that.
No, I'm looking at
counting.
I'm looking at a recording, like a good editor.
All right.
I edit on the fly.
Okay, count
you say
me off.
take that out. I edit it as the wave file's moving. And then I edit out the sound of me clicking.
I edit out space around you, so you never said it in the first place. Your very problematic opinions don't even exist. Time me out.
30 seconds, Baby Yoda, go.
Baby Yoda, baby Yoda. Extremely cute, perfectly designed. Puppetry is masterful. It's puppet, not CG. How about that? In 2019. Beautiful. It's a perfect marketing ploy, and I say that fully respectfully. Like, we need to be marketed to, you know? I want a Baby Yoda in my life. They gave me Baby Yoda. It's worth all my money. Just take my money. Just take all of it. Thank you.
Wow, you came in at 28 seconds.
Ooh.
You said thank you as though you knew you were coming up on the end of it, even though you weren't looking at a clock.
I am a politician on the side. Podcasting is my main business, but I do run for governor on the side.
When it pays.
I'm always running for governor. I'm never not governor.
I'm
always running for it.
I'm a serial campaigner.
I just can't stop campaigning.
All right, give me my 30 seconds.
I see why you didn't do this time. Go.
Baby Yoda. Didn't know it was a puppet. That's pretty rad. Honestly, I don't care because it's not Yoda. I only really care if Yoda's a puppet. This is Baby Yoda. I was expecting to not hate Baby Yoda, obviously, but I was expecting to hate its cultural presence, but it's been pretty cool. All the memes have been good, and it's cute. I have nothing bad to say about Baby Yoda.
Damn. All right, 28 seconds also as well. And some of that was
28 seconds with a quick 10-second intro of
Yeah, so really 18 seconds.
Right, but what I'm saying is, like, I don't have complicated feelings. I think it's fine.
The memes are real hot. They're real good. And I will maintain that Star Wars as a franchise does have the best memes of all time.
Yeah, I think
specifically.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, what I like about the Baby Yoda memes is they're not just, I would die for this thing, I love it. Like, because that gets stale, and you can say that about any character. The Baby Yoda memes that I've been seeing have specifically, most of them center around saying a drink like a baby. Hot chalky. What did you say? Fruity woody?
Fruit gummy.
Fruit gummy.
Like, food gummy. I want food gummy.
They're food centered. I think that's funny.
Hot Peppy. Dr. Peppy.
Yeah, when a doctor tells you to drink more water, but then you go home and have a Dr. Peppy.
That's so relevant to me.
Yeah, for some reason, Baby Yoda, like
they're really running with the baby theme, which is great.
Well, not just baby, but like out of all the things you can do on the internet, like the main thing seems to be photoshopping him holding drinks.
He's got very, like, cup holder shaped hands. 3 fingers? They go like that? What else is a child for other than holding your drinks? Right? Hold my beer, son. I'm gonna light this grill. Hey, refute me. You can't.
No, that was the perfect statement.
Thank you. So we spent an hour talking about Baby Yoda on the podcast.
The funny thing is, I allotted 30 seconds, and then we talked about our 30 seconds for 5 minutes.
We talked about our 30 seconds. Oh, that was a hot 30 seconds. It was a real hot 28 seconds, actually.
Yeah. So, without further navel gazing, let's talk about what do you think will happen in episode 9? And I have a couple of bullet points here. Number 1, Snoke, dead or alive?
Ooh, I think Snoke alive. I will asterisk that with probably not the Snoke we know. But Snoke, in theory, is alive.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
I think Rian Johnson killed Snoke. I think he actually killed Snoke. I think J.J. Abrams is now bringing Snoke back from the dead. I think...
I 100% agree with you.
I think there's no consistency.
Despite my personal ideas on killing off characters, I think you are 100% correct.
I think J.J. Abrams is like, there's no way you're killing Snoke. That was half of episode 7.
That was like...
If you kill Snoke, nothing happened in episode 7.
If you kill Snoke, then nothing happened in episode 8 either. And nothing will happen in episode 9, so Snoke is alive. It's like... And this is probably going to be a huge discussion point of the fact that having 2 separate writers, whatever they're, directors? Having 2 separate directors for 3 movies is so uneven and so lopsided.
It could be okay if they like talk to each other.
Yeah, if they shared notes at all, there's a lot of pride. I'm not claiming to know either of these men or anyone on the writing staff, but like there's a lot of pride in writing a movie, I'm sure. Like, I'm the Star Wars writer. You're not killing my character.
Mm-hmm. So I would not be surprised if... so I'm going to say Snoke is definitely alive.
Yes.
He may even be Palpatine.
Ooh. I'm not surprised. Why did I sound surprised? That's what I was thinking, too. Cause,
he may even be Palpatine.
I would
that
bet, makes sense.
I would bet, if I had $100 to bet...
Oh, the bad guy was the bad guy all along? Yeah, that makes sense.
Especially if we're calling it the Skywalker Saga.
Especially if we're calling it the Skywalker Saga.
And Ian McDermott's in the in the trailer.
Especially if Ian McDermott said roll it again.
Roll it again. He didn't say that in the trailer, but he did say that about the trailer while watching the trailer.
On the trailer, yes.
What's the Tyler the Creator thing? What the fuck is up in this thing on this day? Or no, that's not Tyler the Creator.
No, that's Edwards.
I'm mixing 2 things.
You're mixing 2 things.
So there's
Edwards is,
what the fuck is happening in this place on this day?
What the fuck is happening in here on this day? Something like that.
And then Tyler the Creator had like, are you really just gonna give me a birthday present on my birthday and give me a birthday wish on my birthday?
Happy birthday. Perfect.
He did say roll it again about the trailer while watching the trailer. In the trailer.
Yes.
Roll it again.
Roll it again.
Roll it again.
Yeah, I mean, gotta say, in episode 8, when they killed off Snoke, I was kind of like, wow, my expectations were subverted, and I was excited. I was not mad when they killed him off.
Oh, it was a great scene.
It was a great scene, and honestly, I don't think it's a bad choice, but because a whole nother person who has no idea what Rian Johnson was thinking when he did that is now writing the movie coming after this scene, it's gonna be confused. It's gonna be very confused.
Right, and I think taking out the main villain is cool if you then supply a threat, and it was like, what we got in episode 8 was the main villain died. Awesome. What are they gonna do? You have like a bitch Nazi who can't do anything in
his pale ass Hux.
Yeah. So
General Hugs.
Yeah. So what you're left with is Hux, who we've established is absolutely incompetent, and then Kylo kind of reluctantly goes back to lead them. So it's like this. I don't feel like there is an adequate threat now.
They're so divided within their ranks that, and Phas was not even there.
You didn't kill them big bad to make like an interesting third option. It just made it worse.
If Kylo had some like bigger reason to kill him, maybe, like if he was planning to establish a second order after the first order, or like take control, but he didn't even seem to be, because he just went back to the control pit.
He was going to do that if Rey joined him, and then Rey didn't, so it's like, all right, I guess
but then he just gave up, it seemed like.
Kylo should have done something cool. I keep saying like a third option, so maybe defect with your Knights of Ren, so that would be crazy. We have a First Order and a Knights of Ren with different goals.
Can we talk about a hope for a second? I hope they...
No, save it. We got to do this in order.
All right. Predictions.
Okay, so that's Snoke.
That's Snoke.
Kylo. Good or bad?
What do you think?
I think if he's not good, then we would have been wasting a lot of time in the trilogy. So much of this is like, so much of what has happened in the new trilogy is interesting if it leads to something. And if Kylo were not to end up reforming, we would have been wasting even more time, because like it's just the only way to write this. It's not an interesting ending if he stays evil.
Yes. And I have been saying...
It's also not interesting if he goes good, but at least it's coherent.
Yeah, I've been saying since episode 7, like, any problems with these two movies will be fixed if they stick the landing in the third movie. Like, you can't fully judge episode 7 and 8 until you get episode 9 and it all comes together, because it's like an incomplete movie series. You know, we don't have the full picture. So like,
you're not playing with a full deck of cards, kid.
You're not playing with a full picture, kid.
Looks like someone's playing with a 5 Pokemon team.
Ooh. So yeah, I hope that whichever way he falls on the scale of light and dark, like it makes a good set piece for the rest of the trilogy, like, you know? Yeah,
so I think he has to turn good, just because you can't write that struggle in there and have it turn into nothing.
Yeah, and also, get that out. I expect them to write him being good at the end, because we as a nation, the writers don't think that we as a nation can handle an evil villain.
Yeah.
Who we kind of like. Because, like, he's been whoobified since the beginning. Whoobified. He's a whoobie. He's a total whoobie. That means, like...
No, I know what it...
Yeah.
I had never heard the word, but I can feel what it means.
Yeah, it means, like, not exactly infantilizing, but, like, overly sympathizing with a character. A whoobie is an overly sympathetic character. But, like, they've been treating Kylo as, like, a lost kid since the beginning, even though he's, like, 35 or whatever in canon. I don't know if I'd prefer him light or dark. I think it can be compelling either way, and I want to be compelled one way or the other. I am not compelled either way right now, before episode 9 drops. I'm very middle ground. I don't know where I'm going to land on him.
What I prefer is neither, but they had the chance to do it and didn't, and I don't think the higher-ups would allow you to mess up the light and dark side thing.
It's a very confusing arc as a viewer when a character has the option, doesn't take it, and then 10 minutes later does take it.
Right.
Because it's like, then he is just backtracking, and that's, like, realistic, I guess, but it's like, it's too much for me to comprehend in 2 hours.
Right.
It's like, just go to the A to B.
Subversion is cool, but you didn't stick with it in episode 8.
Yeah.
Now, when I say Kylo good, what does that look like for you?
Oh, Kylo good.
We're both on the side of Kylo good. Like, that's just kind of has to happen.
Yeah. It's not gonna not happen. Kylo good, he stops dressing in all black. No, I'm not shitting you.
He gets a haircut, and I don't know, he
gets a haircut. Not that his hair gets shorter, but it does get, like,
we've seen him in the trailer.
Do we? Oh.
Yeah, we know what he looks like.
Oh, I haven't.
He's got the same hair, don't worry.
I haven't seen the trailer in full. I keep looking at it and then be like,
I'm gonna cut that out. We can't let them know that.
Well, let me watch the trailer right now then. I literally saw nothing in this fucking trailer.
Was Kylo in it?
No.
There's a shorter one where it's just Rey's in a desert and Kylo is racing towards her in a speeder, And she's like looking the other way, and then she's like, Force. And then she jumps out of the way, and it's like, what is this? What does this have to do with anything?
Yeah.
This is not going to be in the movie.
That's definitely a dream because they're not going back to the fucking desert,
Oh my
right?
God, fucking dreams.
I hate dreams. I'm tired of dreams as a concept. I keep having nightmares, and I don't want to see them in my movie. I'm just done with people sleeping as a whole. Let's stop. Cut it, print. No, when I say Kylo gets a haircut, it's not like it's not what he looks like in the movie. This is after he gets good.
Oh, okay. So, like, what will his good function in the movie be? And if that's confusing, let me give my opinion first.
Yeah, okay.
I think in the blandest way possible,
Which is what they'll do, yes.
they're going to repeat episode 6,
Because it rhymes, yes.
where Kylo has a last-minute redemption and then dies.
Yeah.
I think that's my prediction, just because there's nothing interesting in this trilogy.
Yeah. Well, they keep throwing out interesting things and then not chasing it.
Well, yeah, and when I say this trilogy, I think it's more important to talk about Abrams, so mostly 7, not 8. It feels like everything from 8 is going to be scrapped.
8 felt way too fast of a movie. It felt like a lot was happening way too fast. It almost feels like episode 7 took place over a couple days, right? Episode 8 took place over an hour. It really did.
Yeah.
I know Finn had a whole adventure that definitely didn't take an hour, but like it took an hour.
Uh-huh.
You know? A 2-hour movie took place over an hour.
Right. So I feel like the same way episode 7 got flack for just being episode 4, I really think that this is just going to be Kylo Ren has a last-minute conversion.
And I would hate that.
And then maybe dies.
I would hate that because it's hard to say because like it's hard to see him living through this and trying to be good because like what fuck him, you know? Like he's committed atrocities. But also like to see him die and have him okay, full disclosure, I kind of hate redemption equals death arcs cuz it's like you didn't do anything. Like Darth Vader, it's like, did he really turn good? The only good thing he ever did was not kill Luke, and that's more of like a passive action.
No, he killed the Emperor.
Yeah.
Like, if Vader had not done that, the Emperor probably would have... Like, he's pretty powerful. Like, Vader needed to use all his electric resistance to throw him down that shaft. It wasn't just like he pushed an old man.
Would the Emperor still be alive if Vader didn't do that?
Oh, yeah.
And what do you think the Emperor's doing today?
Oh.
I think the Emperor's still alive. So literally, Darth Vader did jack shit.
Oh, man. I have not even thought about that yet. If the Emperor is alive, that's a big middle finger to Anakin.
Yeah. Though, counterpoint, he did have a lot of electric resistance because he got electrocuted about 7 times.
Right, so what I'm saying
throughout
is,
his life. And that creates brain damage. And that sucks. Cut that out.
People often say, oh, he pushed an old man down a mine shaft. It's like, no, he carried a powerful wizard being electrified the entire way.
To his skull.
Yeah, like that wasn't nothing.
Yeah, okay. Although, to be fair, most of him was metal at that point, so maybe it didn't hurt. In fact, all he had was a skull.
Fine, but what I'm saying is like...
That went...
What I'm saying is like, had Vader not done that, it's not like some random stormtrooper could have just pushed Palpatine down a shaft.
Yeah.
And done the same thing.
Yeah. So, Palpatine's alive. Let's talk about that.
Palpatine's alive?
Palpatine.
I think either Snoke is Palpatine or Palpatine's going to be a very underwhelming Force ghost.
I think it's possible that literally any character can be a Force ghost at this moment.
So
This is Schrodinger's Force ghost right now.
We know that Force ghosting is a light side technique, and it is a difficult one to learn.
Yes. So far, the only Force ghosts have been Qui-Gon, who couldn't even manifest. He could only Force voice, really. Qui-Gon, Yoda, Obi-Wan, and Anakin. And Anakin, it's like, did he really? Because, like, Yoda's super spiritual and meditated for decades, and Obi-Wan was directly trained by Qui-Gon in the arts of Force ghosting, I think. But Anakin, it's like, okay, I guess he's strong.
Does it help if we say Vader? It's not like bumbling 20-year-old Anakin, it's Vader.
It is, because they reimposed bumbling 20-year-old Anakin into...
Right, he has the soul of bumbling 20-year-old Anakin, but all the experience of Vader. He's been doing his thing for decades.
Yeah, I mean, true. Anyway, I think, I mean, I hope, okay, I'll save it for the hopes, actually.
Right.
I keep
Okay. Moving on.
I want to talk about things I like about Star Wars.
Oh, so sorry, Palpatine.
Palpatine.
I think he's gonna be Snoke.
Be Snoke.
Do you think he's gonna Force Ghost? We've talked about why that would be weird.
It would be weird, but I am leaning towards that. A lot of my predictions are more like less of what I think is going to happen and more what I think they're going to do, if that makes sense. Like, I'm so out of Star Wars right now. Maybe it's because we're doing a podcast about it, and I'm overanalyzing things, but I'm a bit cynical about the writing and production of it all. The director swap, 2019 movie-going politics, which I have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's just the risk-taking factor. Every new movie presents new risks for the franchise, and you don't want to do XYZ at risk of the franchise name. So
right.
A lot of what I think is going to happen is more like what I think they are willing to put into a Star Wars movie.
Right, and that's unfortunate.
Yeah. What other predictions do we got?
Luke.
Okay.
Nobody's ever really gone.
This. Thank you, Luke.
Force Ghost. Obviously, he's not. He's not
obviously.
fucking back.
This kind of ties into a hope, I guess, but I'm just gonna say it because I am predicting. I want Luke to Force Ghost because he will, because it's Mark Hamill. I don't want a Star Wars movie without Mark Hamill, and we had one already.
We had 4. Episodes 1, 2, 3, and 7. What?
Oh, I thought you meant episode 4.
No.
I was like, Terry.
We had 4 of them.
Terry, this is...
I am sharp. I've had 2 cups of coffee.
Okay, well, episode 1, 2, and 3, and 7 sucked.
Right.
Oh, except 7 didn't suck.
Right.
But, okay. Out of the Luke trilogies, where he is in them...
Where he's alive.
The trilogies where Luke is alive.
Oh my god, wait.
What?
Luke is in episode 3. I'm so sorry.
Oh my god. Stop, you're blowing my mind.
But you said Mark Hamill, not Luke.
I said Mark Hamill. I did say... playback. Did I say Mark Hamill? Don't touch that. What the hell was I saying? My prediction? I predict...
Luke. You said you don't want a Star Wars movie without Luke.
I don't want a Star Wars movie without Luke. Because 7 had no Luke, and I was very sad about it, even though I liked 7.
He was technically in it.
I'm gonna kill you.
He showed up.
I'm gonna kill you.
He didn't speak.
I want Mark Hamill to Force Ghost. Not Luke. Mark Hamill to Force Ghost. Mark Hamill's in the theater with all of us watching. I want Luke to Force Ghost, and I want him to talk to his friends. But I don't necessarily need him to talk to Rey. Maybe he can, have a Force voice to Rey, but I want him to Force Ghost to Kylo and just bug the shit out of him. Because that's... According to the episode 8 characterization, which is a bit dicey on the opinion side.
It is now canon.
It is now canon. They can't unwrite it. They have to write around it. That's in character for him to just bug Kylo from the afterlife.
Yeah.
I would love that. That seems very cool.
So you want him to manifest to Kylo?
Yes, I want him to manifest to Kylo.
Not want him. You think he will?
Okay. Do I think he will? No, because this is a bit risky.
Okay. All right, so you think he's a Force Ghost. I'm going to actually walk back my Force Ghost prediction and say, you know how Rey's lightsaber was calling to her? How Luke's lightsaber was calling to Rey?
Anakin's lightsaber.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
That's interesting. Anyway, I think
I don't care. Anyway.
I think it's going to be lamer than a Force Ghost. I think it's going to be a combination of flashbacks and talking to her through the lightsaber.
Question, you think that's lame?
No.
Because you say that, and I'm like, that sounds kind of cool, actually.
That does sound cool.
Well, that actually feeds into my theory. Maybe Luke is talking to her through, okay, here's a theory.
Through my dick father's lightsaber.
My shithead father.
You gave me a look when I said dick.
Because I thought you were just going to end it there. I thought it was just going to be talking through my dick, and I don't want that. I'm talking through my dick. Haha. Very big mouth of you. Very big mouth humor. Or big mouth style humor.
That's what they keep coming back for.
6 seasons in a movie. Anyway, here's a theory that goes into mine. He talks to Rey, but he appears to Kylo. It could be interesting because, you know, he spent way less time with Rey. Whatever connection they have just can't be the same as the one he had with his blood relative nephew, you know?
That is an interesting thing to note because, you know...
It could be easier to... we don't know how Force ghosting works. Maybe it's easier to talk to someone or appear to someone you know and have a history with.
Yes, very interesting. Won't happen.
What if he Force ghosts to Leia?
They're not going to think this much.
I know.
All right, Leia. I believe it has been confirmed that they are not using a CG Leia. They are using existing scenes of Carrie Fisher.
Yes.
So that limits them.
It's unfortunate, and I'm not gonna hold that against them at all. I know they would have to rewrite stuff because of her unfortunate passing, but like, I fully understand that, and I'm okay with that. Any weirdness that happens with Leia's character, I'm like, all right, you know?
Yeah.
It's just circumstances, and we have to be okay with that.
Yeah, I'm not angry about anything they do moving forward. My problem is just like, you really didn't use her when you had her. Why was she in a coma in episode 8? That was unnecessary.
Yep.
I mean, you know, hindsight's 2020. It was like, oh, we're gonna keep them wanting more Leia. So when we really nail it in episode 9, yeah, unfortunate.
But that's another thing where it's like they're so focused on the end goal that they're not really.
It detracts from the individual movies when you try and make the trilogy this whole big thing.
Which I'm kind of sick of at the end of this. Like, at the start of episode 7, I was like, 3 movies, wow. But now I'm like, 3 movies? Okay. You know, like...
We procrastinated, and now the deadline is coming up. And it's like, we haven't done a fucking thing!
Oh my god, it's due tonight!
We haven't done a fucking thing!
It's due at 11:59, and it's 11:50! Which I have never done in my college experience. I always started my essays, but the night it was assigned, really, because I don't fucking hesitate. And you know what? I got C's on all of them, but it was okay.
I'm a real deadline Johnny. I wrote Poe. Is there anything to predict with Poe?
Is there anything to predict with Poe?
Is there anything notable about Poe that we should talk about?
Well,
I don't think so.
Is there anything?
Moving on. No, I'm kidding.
Is there anything to predict with Poe or Finn or Rose? No, there's nothing.
Wait.
Yeah.
I wrote Poe. I meant Finn.
You keep doing this, Terry.
I don't know what's wrong with me.
Terry, this is a Star Wars podcast. You can't not know their names. Terry, this is 1,000 times worse than when we were watching It Chapter 2 and you just straight up didn't know anyone's names but Bill Hader.
I'm not good with names.
It was extremely important that you knew whose name started with R and whose name started with E, and you did not do that. There are 3 characters whose names start with B, and you knew all of them.
No, well, it took a lot. Anyway.
It took a lot of energy to learn Bill Denbrough's name.
We're past that.
Finn.
Is there anything to predict with Poe first?
With Poe, no.
Do you think he'll blow up a ship? I think he will.
I think he will.
Good. What about Finn?
Finn, will he blow up a ship? Maybe. That's a hard maybe.
My problem is there's nothing... Finn's done. He beat Phasma. I don't know.
Twice.
I don't know what Finn is up to. He's kind of fine. He's been fine from the start. The only remote thing that he had to do was beat Phasma. He already did it.
His arc's kind of good. He had a pretty good arc with Rose. Like, she was like, you have all this opportunity, but you won't take it. You don't stand for anything. You can't run. And he was like, you're right. And then he didn't run. And that was great. That was all pretty well done.
Good.
Considering they gave it to him in episode 8 and not 7. What
he also learned in episode 7 when he fought Kylo Ren in hand-to-hand combat. And then he learned it again in episode 8 when he beat Captain Phasma. The only thing left for Finn to do would be to actually defeat Kylo himself single-handed. Like, Finn is fine. Who's
Finn's enemy? Who's his arch enemy?
Like, Finn's goal now is just defeat the First Order as a whole. Like, Finn has all his ducks in a row.
Next order of business, kill Snoke. What? He's dead? I'm done. I did it.
Finn,
it's all good.
Finn has nothing to do in this movie.
Can I hit you with a thing?
Yeah.
Who's Finn's enemy? Rey's enemy is Kylo.
It was Phasma.
Poe's enemy is Hux.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Yes.
Phasma's probably his enemy, and yet she's extremely dispatchable.
She's not dead. She's definitely not dead. But
she can't be dead. I don't want her to be dead.
He already beat her. I don't care if he
Twice.
beats her. What, he's going to beat her again?
He beat her twice.
That's good filmmaking.
Yeah. And
beat her a third time?
A third time. But no, like, I barely believe that they're I think we discussed it earlier, but I barely believe that they're remotely on the same level the way like the other two of the trios are. Episode 7 created a great trio in Kylo, Hux, and Phasma that I really liked seeing in fan works, where they're like the evil trio. Like
when you present it to me like that, that's cool. I did not get that sense from the films at all.
And I continue to not, because they don't parallel each other. They don't sync up like that.
I see them in posters for like video games and stuff, and like they're lined up 1-to-1, and I'm like, oh, okay,
they're evil buddies, you know.
But they have like no screen time together.
It's such a missed opportunity.
Anyway, anything else to predict? Will Yoda show up? He's gotta, right? They already showed him once.
Will Baby Yoda show up?
Oh,
yes.
Man.
Oh, my God.
Wait.
Teen Yoda.
Team Yoda.
Teen.
Oh, Teen Yoda.
Teen Yoda.
Teen
Teenage Yoda.
Oh,
fuck off with the Team Groot shit. Get no Avengers in my podcast. Get him out of here.
Okay, I'm just saying they had Team
Groot.
Groot.
No, I don't want to hear it.
It'd be weird if they did anything with Baby Yoda, because The Mandalorian's still going on, and if we know that Baby Yoda makes it into a movie, that would be a big spoiler. I also don't know if the timeline lines up.
It does. It's
after episode 6, The
yes.
Mandalorian takes place. Yeah.
Yes.
So it would be Teen Yoda.
It would be Teen Yoda, because this is about, what is it, 30 years after episode 6?
He's 50 now.
He's
50 when we meet him, so he'd be 80, so he'd be a teen.
He'd be Teen Yoda, Teenage Yoda.
Any other predictions?
Will Yoda himself show up? I
think he'll show up at the end when like all the Force ghosts line up to say, "Good job, Rey.
Yeah.
You really did it. You really did it, Rey."
You see Obi-Wan, he's like, "Congratulations." And then Qui-Gon, "Congratulations." And then Obi-Wan again. Who are the other Jedi?
And it's like, Rey,
all the Jedi she never met, just like, "Congratulations."
Rey, you had a really clear goal of beating the First Order, and you did it.
You sure stopped him?
Them, this thing, I don't know.
It?
No more planets got blowed up. You managed to keep it down to only 4 planets getting blowed up.
Do you think any planets are going to blow up in episode 9?
No, because the Starkiller's done. The Starkiller's destroyed.
I am excited for the battle on the Starkiller ruins, because that looked cool in the trailer.
Oh, was that the Starkiller ruins? I thought it was the Death Star ruins.
Oh, you got me. I'm not sure. Oh, you know it is. Sorry, I'm wrong.
Starkiller's the size of a planet. Well,
So
is the Death Star.
Oh, no, Death Star is the size of a moon.
Yeah.
Idiot.
Any other predictions? Like things people are talking about?
I'm not super great with predictions.
But like, just are there any others to be made? Like, what are people even talking about?
People are just talking about Reylo.
Reylo.
No.
Moving
on.
Okay. What do you hope for in the new one? So this is part 2 of our 3-part podcast. We're moving into part 2. Here we're going to be talking about what do we want to happen in episode 9. This is regardless of what we think will ever happen. I'm going to start with a big one.
Okay, hit me.
We talked about, is Palpatine still alive? Is he a Force ghost? I hope that Sheev Palpatine, the man, has been alive,
the myth,
eating rats on the bottom of the Death Star. And like
eating rats.
He crawls out, and we just have Sheev Palpatine back. He's not like a monster or anything. He is Sheev Palpatine.
Well, he's already kind of a monster.
Well, so like pre-fall Sheev, like he looks like Ian McDermott again. He doesn't have the face thing.
Okay, all right, okay. The rats have rejuvenated him.
He's gotten so strong off of these rats.
Oh my God, he's got rat jacked.
And then Rey and Kylo together. So like we just forget about the war. It's like everyone else is doing war things. Whatever. Leia organized a war.
She organized it. Leia did Hosnian.
Then we have a simple like fortress storming segment where it's like we have basically a heist team. Kylo's on board now, and Phasma, and it's like
so it's like there's a threat going on, but there's a bigger threat, and the two teams have to fight together to fight the third threat.
Yeah, so it's like Leia and Poe are off fighting the war itself.
Oh my God, if Leia and Poe could do something together, that'd be great.
And Rose like built a new ship because
Rose, she's awesome. She's so smart. She's oh my God.
Smart. Oh my
she's
God,
so smart.
And she and Finn are like totally good. They kiss on the reg.
Ooh, okay. Noted. Okay, keep going.
The kiss on the reg. Poe's in it too. It's a throuple.
Oh, okay. Yeah, keep talking.
Yeah, right. Okay, so we have maybe not Phasma is with our party. Just Kylo has joined the good guys. and-
Finn already killed Phasma. Don't worry about it. Go, keep going.
But it's like Finn, Rey, and Maz. Maz is like doing the coordinating.
Oh my god, my best friend Maz is here.
Yeah, and the hacker. Maz and the hacker are working together on intercoms, and we have a team of Rey, Poe, and Kylo storming the Death Star to find Sheev Palpatine, the man. Not like a monster form of him, not like the Emperor alive after all these years. Like Sheev Palpatine is back.
He's not a monster, but he is rat jacked.
He's rat jacked.
He does have rat muscles. He is a fantastic human man.
Yeah, so you think, oh, so like they're raiding an empty Death Star? No. Here's where we introduce the dark side form of Force ghosting. They're like corrupted, and they have to fight ghosts.
Oh.
And then,
This is good. Keep going.
Also, earlier before they teamed up, Kylo and Ren fought, and
Kylo fought his Ren half.
Kylo and Rey fought in the desert, and Rey won, and Kylo was like, "I can't beat you. I must join you." Anyway,
Good.
then they
Keep
find
going.
Sheev,
And then
that's
find
it.
Sheev.
And then so we have a climactic war, and then Rey and Kylo work together to finally kill the fucking Emperor.
Kill him. He's too rat jacked.
And then everyone gets medals on Coruscant.
Oh. No. Coruscant is still alive.
They didn't blow up Coruscant.
No. Coruscant's still alive. It's just decentralized. Don't worry about it. Keep going.
Yeah. So then we have medal.
Don't worry about it.
Then we have a medal ceremony on Coruscant.
And who's there? Chewie? He goes,
Chewie died. I'm sorry.
no, he didn't. No.
Chewie dies in the battle. Chewie. Oh my god. I
God.
would love if, much like Holdo, Chewie just slams the Millennium Falcon, killing two birds with one stone. I want both of those things out of Star Wars.
Just get him out of here. Get him out of here. This is when you're playing with your action figures on the table and your mom's coming down and you just launch them off the table. Just get it all out of here.
All the Porgs were on the ship with Chewie.
No.
Yeah, man. Keep this energy moving.
Keep this energy moving. You are hyperactive with Star Wars coffee, sweetened with green tit milk. Keep going. Keep talking.
What other loose ends were there?
I
think that's all I want. I think that's everything I could hope for.
Terry, that is a big ask.
No, it's a huge ask. This is if I were writing the movie and no one could tell me no.
Oh, so you mean like George Lucas?
Oh, I'm sorry, Luke. Luke was the last thing. Luke's a Force ghost, and he and Ben have a touching heart to heart. That's all I need.
That's all I need.
Luke doesn't have to do anything. He's just there for like moral purposes.
Moral support and trolling.
I forgive you, Ben. You know what, Luke? More importantly, I forgive myself.
Oh.
Boom. That's the last line in the Skywalker saga.
Wow. You know what? I wasn't with you at first. When you said Emperor Palpatine was rat jacked, I wasn't with you at first. But you sold it on me. Here is $1 million. That's the budget of a Star Wars movie.
Thank you. I had
$1 million.
I had not planned out all these things. It just kind of came out of me. These are the things I've been wanting for months.
This is what my soul has been asking for. No, but I mean, this is good exercise because it's like these are honestly pretty logical extensions of what we've been given so far. So it's like,
oh, one more thing. The traitor guy should come back. That stormtrooper should have made it up the ranks. Traitor!
Yes. Oh my god, that's who Finn's final villain should be.
Traitor!
Hit all his stormtrooper friends. He has to fight all the stormtroopers.
Or when the stormtroopers have like joined the light side, Finn's like just walking down the hall, like out of the locker room, and then you hear traitor, and then Finn like looks back instinctively, and then it's the guy mask off, and he's like, "You son of a bitch."
I'm in. Oh my god, that's honestly, we should probably just make this on our own and not see episode 9.
Nazi.
Oh,
sorry.
Oh. Wow.
Oh boy, please tell me, what do you want?
Yeah, I want that now. Honestly,
no,
that's what I want.
You have a very different worldview. I don't think you want all the Porgs and Chewie in the Millennium Falcon.
As established, I do hate the Porg, so if they could all die off in a cataclysmic event, I would be okay with that.
Do you hate the Millennium Falcon like I do?
Not like you do, no. I'm pretty neutral on it.
I actually, sorry, I love the Millennium Falcon, but it doesn't belong in this trilogy.
Yes. It's a good symbol, Like, it just is a good, like, it looks good, it's a good design, it's a good calling card for the franchise, but it's like, yeah.
Well, my problem is it's supposed to be a piece of shit. So it's like Rey should have to use it out of desperation, and it should be falling apart.
Yeah, they shouldn't keep choosing to use it.
It's like, yeah, it's not the best ship in the galaxy.
Especially now that Han's dead, it's like, and I guess Chewie could have it if it's just Chewie's ship now, but it's not, because now it's Rey's ship, so it's like,
All right, so what do you want?
what do I want? A satisfying ending?
You're giving a shopping list to J.J. Abrams, and he has to put all of it in.
Okay, what I want. My brain is just storm pilot, storm pilot, storm pilot. I want Luke force ghosting to Ben. Kylo. I don't like calling him Ben.
I only Luke calls him Ben in my script.
Genius. Okay. What do I want?
I was like, what would Leia call? Oh, he's her daughter. He's her son.
Yes.
You kind of forget that. It doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter. Only Luke matters. What do I want? You really just steamrolled me because now I just want what you want. Because you had a really good... Okay, what I want is less, like, concrete. It's more like I want them to go wild, go stupid, go crazy, take risks. What does Miss Frizzle say? Ask questions, take risks.
Miss Frizzle says take risks?
Yes! You have to take risks for science and storytelling. Because, like, every choice they've made so far has been pretty damn safe. The only crazy choice they've ever made was killing Snoke, and I know that's going to be rewritten. It's not even just a Star Wars problem, it's a movie problem as a whole. There's this whole spoiler culture where, like, you can't have anyone remotely guess what's going to happen. You always have to keep your audience questioning, and that leads to problems when every movie has to have twists and turns and crazy things happen that you can't predict because they become stupid after a while.
Right. I've seen the
like you said, like you were saying, like what I was saying about what you were saying, those are logical conclusions you're coming to because you've watched the movie thus far, and you went a little wild with it, and I love that for you. But like, if all these character developments come out of nowhere, if all these action sequences come out of nowhere, these plot developments, like, it makes no sense. It's gonna ruin the movie if you're just trying to shock us, if you're just trying to do something we won't see coming. Whoa, it's like, why? You know?
Right. I've seen Game of Thrones writers say that fans had correctly guessed certain things, and they were like, well, we can't put it in the show now.
And you know what happened to Game of Thrones?
It fell apart.
It fell completely apart.
Right. For the sake of subverting, they just forgot that we were telling a story.
And that is one of the most shocking endings in like modern cinema, really. I'm going to call it cinema, whatever it is. Media. Because it had such an amazing propelling force behind the narrative. Even when they were getting to the winding bits where everything was getting really complicated, people were so invested and people knew the stuff. They knew every house.
Oh my God.
They knew every geography
Yeah, people went in on it.
People went in. And it went beyond nerd culture to just become the mainstream, and that is hefty. That is a wild thing to have happen. And they just completely lost steam in the last minute because they wanted to shock everyone, and they did. For the wrong reasons. Now we're shocked that we spent all this time in a terrible franchise. And this is relevant because the Game of Thrones writers, two of the main writers, left Game of Thrones to go into Star Wars. Which is ridiculous. Because I know, and please don't fire me, Game of Thrones, for this. But, like, please don't fire me, HBO. But, like, to go from... It's an incredible honor to be... hired to be a Star Wars person because it's Star Wars. I understand that. But Game of Thrones was one of the most impactful series in the last decade, if not coming close to rivaling Star Wars itself in just how bonkers people went for it.
Right.
Like, why would you...
You were already writing Game of Thrones, and to move to a Star Wars side project, that's not going to have the same weight as Game of Thrones. That's a lateral move at best. At
best. Like... I know there's a fame and gravitas that comes with being a Star Wars guy, being at all related to Star Wars, but, like, you could have had your own thing. You could have been original, which is, like, it wasn't their thing. It belonged to someone else. I get that. Like, it's not an original franchise, whatever. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, a new series. We're so focused on what the old series did. We're still so hung up on episode 4, 5, 6 that we're trying to repeat it in 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, I know sometimes in this podcast we come off as saying the original trilogy is the best by default, and I think it's not that I want more of the original trilogy. It's that I want the new trilogy to do different things, and they're not doing that.
Yeah, and what I mean about taking risks, I really want them to take risks because I'm bored of the same old, you know? Like, every movie has been really safe, especially this year, for reasons I'll get to in a minute, but, like, everyone has the opportunity, even when you're adapting something, everyone has the opportunity to go wild, and no one takes the opportunity. You have so much money, you have so much power, you can do whatever you wanted. Yeah. And I'm going to segue that into this topic. All I want, I'm a simple person, all I want is one gay character. Can I just have that, please? I was so mad this week because it came out that J.J. Abrams said Finn and Poe were not going to be in a relationship at the end of episode 9, which is, in concept, fine. But for you to say that outright is so weird for a lot of reasons. Because one, fuck me. You know, just fuck me. That is Stormpilot has been the most requested, the most backed Star Wars gay ship.
Right, as we said in our episode, they're the only two characters with any chemistry. So if
any at all,
if anyone is going to get together,
if anyone else gets together to be like, oh, weird, okay, that doesn't make sense, but all right, like I'll have to accept it because it's gay and I want that, but it's not going to make sense, and the straight people are going to be like, oh, it didn't make sense, so I hate it anyway. So it's like, because with a straight audience, you have to have everything make sense, and the only ship that would make sense would be that ship, you know.
Yeah, everything has to make sense for me.
Everything has to make sense. Love doesn't make sense, JJ.
No, but
it's also weird because for him to say that is also a spoiler.
Right, we're so hung up on spoiler culture
that it makes no sense why he would have said it anyway.
Right,
you know?
We're kind of in a catch-22 because so deconfirming it is weird and spoilery, but also, if you intentionally kept that hope alive knowing it's not in the movie, then it's queerbaiting.
Yeah, and I'm so glad I haven't been queerbaited because it's a little bit dicey, but I would say that they haven't queerbaited us at all. Or maybe like
I think they're not competent enough to have queerbaited on purpose.
Yeah, like queerbaiting I would say is primarily marketing focused, like advertising and conversations around it.
Can't be queerbaiting because Finn and Poe said like a word to each other in episode 8.
Yeah, like they had no talking time. But like queerbaiting is like more so when creators are like, you know, anything could happen. You know, we'll have to wait and see, you know, wait for the movie, and then it doesn't happen. It's like, really? So I would say they haven't really queerbaited us, which is a point for them. Good on you for not queerbaiting. Bad on you for just being an asshole.
I think the thing to do would have been to say this like a year ago or 2 years ago. Like, I'm about to write it, and it's not in there, guys.
Yeah.
It's just weird to say it the week before.
Well, true. And we've also, after episode 7 dropped, they did say they were going to do some rewrites based on fan reaction. And obviously, my dumbass brain and a lot of us at the time were like, oh, fans really reacted positively to Stormpilot. Could that mean he's rewriting something to kind of hint us towards that? I don't know. And that's a bit queerbaity. Mm-hmm. Granted, there are other things he could have been mentioning, and it's not his fault if I took it wrong. But
whenever I hear, oh, we're rewriting it based on fan feedback, it's like, oh, don't listen to the fans. The fans are stupid.
Fans don't know what they want. Fans say a lot of things.
They're going to be angry either way.
Yeah. Yeah, don't listen to fans. We're awful. Like, fans are an awful thing.
Oh my God, don't listen to me.
Don't listen to me. I'm a schmuck. I don't know anything about cinema. I don't know anything about cinematography. But it's just sad because, like, Disney and Star Wars separately, and now that they're together, they are both the biggest corporations, the biggest, I don't know, megacorps? I don't know. They're the biggest thing in the entire world. They have so much money and so much pull that, like, if anyone had the power to do it, it would be them, you know? You know, if anyone was worried that like, oh, we need this film to be shown, if we have a gay character, we won't be greenlit. It's like, they don't have to worry about that. They already got greenlit for 10,000 more movies. We're never going to be ungreenlit for Star Wars. I'm going to say it's a bit greedy to be like, I care more about getting the money than I do about making people happy. In just any type of storytelling, just if you lose some of the market because homophobes don't want to see a film with a slightly gay character,
Yeah, I mean,
that's going to change so many gay kids' lives.
There's people who didn't want to see Episode 7 because there was a black man in it.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah. Let's not discount how representation affects adults, too. Because I'm an adult, and I still cry every time there's a single hint of a gay thing. I still cry over that, because I'm so happy when I get even slivers, If I got a full gay character in a Star Wars, I would be weeping in the theater. They don't even have to do anything. I would just be like, oh, thank you. Thank you for this. Thank you. I feel so comfortable in my own skin now. It would just be such a good thing for so many people. And it's just chicken shit to not do that. It takes a lot of bravery to fight for representation. Star Wars is chicken. They're too chicken shit to commit to that.
It's amazing how quickly it blows over once it's actually in the thing. So like, I haven't heard anyone mention Finn's race in like 5 years. Like that was a bunch of dumb white supremacy groups like a month before the film happened, and then everyone shut up about it.
Yeah, everyone, like, people forget that.
It's like once it. There would be controversy for like a news cycle, but then it's just in there, and everyone would accept it.
Like, controversies blow over really fast, but heartfelt moments stay forever, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Like, I'm still thinking about every single gay cartoon character I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, every single night. It's just so important. And to not put that in just because you're worried about money is, like, wasteful.
Yeah.
So, long story short, I hope I can see Storm Pilot, because that's the only feasible gay ship. If there is only one gay character, he doesn't need to have they don't need to have a relationship to be gay. That's fine, But I just hope there's one. I just hope there's anything. Give me scraps. I'll be happy. It's 2019. Everyone's too pussy to give me like any real shit.
Especially in a sci-fi fantasy universe. The
Where
point
nothing matters. A space movie, they have no limits, Why would aliens have our genders or our reviews?
Yeah.
It's 1,000 years in the past future.
No.
What other predictions are there?
Yeah. What other, not predictions, but what other hopes do you have? What else? What else do you want in the movie?
I don't want Raylo, but I can't say that in our podcast.
We've just said it. What do you want?
What do I want? Maybe I should say it so we can get negative.
Raylo?
Yeah, because people love Raylo.
We said no Raylo.
I know.
We've been shitting on Raylo for years.
No, I know, but I really just don't want it. Because A, they're probably related, and we're gonna find that out. I want any amount of just, like, I had more hopes. What did I want? Any amount of, like, decisiveness.
Stormtrooper. I don't know. Leia?
Leia?
You said risks, and you said Storm Pilot. And what about Leia? I mean, well, I'm just... What else do you want?
What else do I want? I'm shit in the bed. I got very angry about queer baiting.
Do you want Force stuff?
I do want Force stuff. I want, Rey to master the Force. What about the Jedi sacred texts?
Yeah, what's up? What's gonna happen with that?
Are we gonna learn about the Jedi?
Rey has the texts.
Can she read them? What language are they?
In her ship? Where are they?
The Millennium Falcon.
I don't care. I'm fine with hammer space. Like, she took them and now she just has them.
I don't care about storage. I really want character interactions. I really just want Rey to talk to her best friend Finn, and Finn to talk to his best friend Poe, and Poe to talk to his best friend Rose, because they could get along. They know about spaceships.
I think that's the main thing we've been itching for.
I ache for any characters to talk to each other.
Yeah, I know I
really enjoyed the interactions between Finn and Rose. I would love to see any of their relationship continue, because it seems like they might be a one-and-done character arc.
Yeah, it was just they shouldn't... Rose should have been introduced earlier.
Yes!
They shouldn't have kissed at the end of the first movie that she was in.
Correct.
And she should have given him more guff for being part of the team that killed her sister like an hour ago.
Guff?
I was trying not to curse.
Yeah.
No, but like that, there is one conversation where she's like, "You're a stormtrooper." He's like, "No, I'm not." It's like, okay. Okay.
If they bring up the fact that he's a stormtrooper again, it's like he's not anymore, guys. Get over it.
You forget that Rose has a sister.
You do.
There wasn't a huge significance to her giving away her sister's necklace to be used as a fucking paperclip.
Yeah.
I'm talking about when the hacker uses it for electricity.
Yeah. Do I want Kylo redemption? I want there to be talk about it, obviously.
Oh yeah, what's your ideal way of dealing with Kylo? Not what they'll do, but what you want to.
What I want them to do. I honestly...
You want Luke to nag at him from across the grave.
I can't see him being redeemed unless Luke is involved. I really can't. It should not be a Rey-Kylo thing, because it's like, what the fuck are they to each other? What are they? They're not a couple. They won't be. I'm holding a gun to your head. They won't be a couple.
I mean, do you think Rey's a Skywalker?
Here's a hot take about gay stuff, and that will be it for me. I would rather have neither Reylo or Stormpilot than have both Reylo and Stormpilot. I will go down.
That's how strongly you feel about Reylo.
That's how strongly I feel about Reylo. I will go down with my ship I will take out the captain and go down with the entire ship.
I think it's just very evident that Rey is not into him, and not in a cute fighting back way, in a way that she's like just doesn't care.
That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The problem with Reylo is that literally everyone who talks about it reduces her to an object. Even if it's women doing it too. It's not like, oh, men just want like a space babe to fuck. And they use Kylo as their stand-in. It's like, no, women want women be wanting bad boys.
It's just not in the movie.
It's just not there. There's nothing.
And I think, as we said earlier, it's more that you want Daisy Ridley and Adam Driver together.
Yeah, and they're adorable. But yeah, there's just nothing. There's certainly nothing healthy there. You can't build a relationship on mass murder and kidnapping. That's certainly not something I would like to see on film.
Join me, please.
Anyway, how would I want Kylo redeemed? I don't know. What about you? What are your thoughts on him? Because we both agree he's probably gonna get redeemed, right?
Yeah, he has to.
He has to. It makes sense.
I want him. I told you. I think he'll just have a deathbed conversion, which is lame.
That's lame, and I don't want that. What's my hope?
What I want is for him to be like a mid-boss, and then for Rey and Kylo to beat the big bad, which is something like a Palpatine.
I would like that. Yeah.
Obviously, like that's Palpatine's role, whether he is possessing Snoke or he's back from the dead or something.
Or he's got like all his rats into a rat suit.
I think the best way to go about this is to have Rey and Kylo team up.
Yes.
Because they've already done it. It was the best scene in that movie.
And it was great. If they did that again for an entire movie, I'd be like, thank you.
Yeah.
You know? Should he be redeemed? Star Wars is about redemption, so it just wouldn't fit with the whole quadrilogy for them to be trilogy. Oh
my gosh, yeah.
The trilogy,
the
yes.
nonology.
It would not make sense with the full Star Wars thesis to have him unredeemed, but how it would be such a big risk to see a bad guy who doesn't deserve to be redeemed not be. You know?
Right.
Like, he's done so many unforgivable things that he's really got to do something crazy to be redeemed. And unless he does something, like, wild, I don't know if I'm going to be cool with it.
I think it's going to be something like Rey overpowers him in their duel. And, one of the things they seem to have been trying to drive home is, like, Rey is going to have beaten Kylo, and he'll be like, "What now? Are you going to kill me?" And she's like, "No, dummy, you should love yourself." And he'll be like, I never thought about my own self-worth.
Even now I can hear my mother and my father talking to me.
Rey, who had an amazing relationship with Leia that we didn't see, will say, Your mother loved you. And he'll be like, "No, she didn't. Neither did Luke." And she'll be like, "They both loved you." He's like, "You're right. I didn't think I was worthy of love."
And then Luke, as a ghost, who only Kylo can see, is like, "I did love you, Ben. He's like, ugh.
I gave you a lot of love, Ben.
I would love a scene where Rey and Kylo are talking about Luke or something. They're just chilling, and Luke is force ghosting there, but only Kylo can see him.
Oh,
That would be amazing.
That'd be a very Mark Hamill-y thing to do. I say Mark Hamill, not Luke, because Luke is kind of weirdly written.
Yeah.
But like that'd be.
But Mark Hamill would definitely do that.
That'd be a cute like old man kind of like wink. I'm here.
Wink. Mark Hamill will force ghost when he dies.
As we've established.
Sorry, Mark Hamill will force ghost if he dies.
As we've established.
Yes.
Right, but I think the emotional core of Kylo's redemption would be like. He does not feel worthy of the light side.
I think what I really don't want an anti-hope is for Rey to bring him to the light, because it's such a womanly thing to do. Like, it's a women's role to like help men see who they are.
I did just suggest.
You did just suggest
that Rey should instill Leia's motherly love in him.
You did just suggest that.
But that's how it's written. I'm just reading the room.
You're correct. You're correct, and I love you for it. But like, it is such a. It's not even Star Wars' fault. This is a general narrative problem where women are only in the story to bolster men. Like, I want Kylo to be beaten into the ground by a strong-ass woman or whatever. I don't care. He just needs to be beaten into the ground like the pussy he is. And then have him dig himself back up with his own shit, you know? Like, dig himself out of his own grave. You know? Work at his redemption. Because like I said with Vader earlier, he did one thing, yeah. But like, does saving Luke, does killing the Emperor... I'm not gonna fix it. I'm not gonna say that again. Does defeating the Emperor really redeem him from blowing up Alderaan and also killing a lot of people face to face?
That is a genocide that the planet Earth has never experienced. Like that is more evil than anything.
Like, that's more evil than killing two people.
You blew up a planet.
You blew up a whole planet, and he blew up several half planets in Rogue One trying to. Well, it wasn't him. That was Grand Moff Tarkin, I guess. But whatever. Like, he is still responsible.
Yeah. I think it's important for the original trilogy. If we're redeeming Vader, you have to not harp on him killing people.
Yeah, you really just have to not talk about it.
All the original trilogy shows is that he's mean and he's powerful. They don't show him like doing horrible things.
Yeah, they don't show him.
He's just mean to his crew members.
I find it hard to say he's redeemed, because it's like he did the one good
Vader?
thing he needed to do. Yeah, but like, is that redemption?
I think don't think about it.
Yeah, I guess. I want them to ask the question, what is redemption? How can Kylo... I want them to question it. Question him. Fucking question him.
Have you come to save my soul?
No.
Yeah, fuck you.
No, fuck off.
I didn't bring up the Knights of Ren in what I want, and that's because they just haven't been in the movies. I don't want them to show up now.
I don't trust them to.
'Cause that would be a cameo.
Yeah.
They should have been a part of this trilogy. If you bring up this badass army, that's like Chekhov's gun. That's like you have a cannon in the corner, like a fully functional cannon. You harp on the cannon.
It's like a phaser cannon.
And then you just walk away, and the story takes place in another building.
Yeah.
And it's like, why'd you bring that up? I don't know. In future stories, someone might use that cannon.
It's like anything that happens in the expanded comics and novelizations, it's like it should be expanding upon what's already in the movie, you know?
It has to be in the movie a little bit.
I don't want them to just name drop shit in the movie so that they can later expand upon it. It's like,
It's a big thing to name drop.
Yeah, like...
I don't want them to show up now, because then it would just be... There'd be no development of them. They would just show up as a weapon, basically.
Yeah. I mean, I'm fine with that, too, because they seem soulless. Anyway, they're all wearing masks, and they're all dark, you know?
Yeah, they
didn't think about killing, they just did it because Kylo told them to. I'd be fine with that.
They would have been an interesting chess piece to help separate Kylo from the First Order. It's like, First Order's got a whole army of stormtroopers. What does Kylo have? His own rogue, renegade assassins.
Kylo's got his boys, and they're back in town.
Yeah, Hux could be like, and how are you going to stop an army? And Kylo's like, with like 2 good Jedi. I have like 6. All I need is 2.
That's
We
good.
could literally
That's good.
walk through this army.
Write that down. Write that down. If we release this episode tonight, we could probably get them to change the film. So, are we excited for episode 9? I think my hopes are much higher in 9 than they were in 7 or 8, because this has to wrap up a whole ass saga that you decided it was all gonna end right here. And we don't have enough time to fix all the shit you wrought.
Right. I think more than anything, yes, I am excited for episode 9. It looks fun. When I see the film poster, it's just Rey holding a blue lightsaber and Kylo with a red lightsaber. I love these characters. I want to see them fight.
Yes.
I want resolution. I love what the new trilogies have opened up, and my main frustration is that they refuse to close things. So if this movie answers a fraction of the things that the first 2 opened, it will be a great movie.
Yes.
They just have to not introduce any new characters.
They have to just take what they have and sew it shut.
Yeah. That's how I feel about the new movie.
Yes.
I have high hopes. And listen, it should be said, going to see Star Wars in theater is always a good choice.
Yes.
There is just an aesthetic quality to the movies that even the most mediocre Star Wars movie will blow you away with the sound and honestly the acting.
The quality of everything.
They are such well put together movies in terms of cinema. Even if the writing is awful.
Yes. Yes. It is a cinematic experience, and when you're sitting in a dark theater with your best pal, you are just living Star Wars.
We are going to have a great time watching that movie.
Yeah.
And it would only be the next day you wake up and you're like, hey, wait, what the fuck happened?
Hey, wait, remember when they had Obi-Wan talking to Rey and they just never went back to that? What the fuck was that?
Yeah. Or for me, the sobering moment in episode 8 was when I woke up the next morning and I was like, wait, so Rey like rescued the Jedi texts. So does that mean Yoda was wrong to burn them? So either Yoda's wrong about that or Rey did an evil thing. I don't know.
She went to the dark.
Wow, wouldn't that be? They're not going to do that.
They're not going to do that.
Anyway.
They're not going to have...
I've spoken too long. I think...
They're not going to have the main heroine be dark, and they're not going to have their dark villain not be redeemed.
Yeah, so I've kept my you can tell throughout this podcast, I'm tempering my expectations. I think it'll be a very normal movie. And
I want it to be a normal movie. I don't want the most wild stuff to happen. I want it to end.
It's time for the... It's time for the movies to end.